The unbreakable Pack the Massive Space Station orbited the dead planet Zirion 7, its viewing chambers filled with representatives from 47 different alien civilizations. The Galactic Survival Tournament occurred only once every century, and this year promised to be spectacular. Each species brought their finest warrior, genetically enhanced and trained from birth to survive in the harshest conditions the universe could offer. Commander ZYX of the Reptilian Empire stood 12 feet tall, his scales gleaming like polished armor. His species had won the last 3 tournaments with warriors who could survive in molten lava and Arctic ice simultaneously. Beside him, the crystalline beings from Andromeda Prime hummed with energy, their bodies capable of absorbing radiation that would kill most life forms instantly. The insectoid Queen Vespa clicked her mandibles in satisfaction as she observed her champion, a warrior bred specifically for this tournament. Her species had perfected biological warfare over millennia, creating soldiers immune to every known toxin in the galaxy. The gathering represented the pinnacle of evolutionary achievement, each species confident in their superiority. Then came the announcement that changed everything. Earth's representative has arrived, the tournament coordinator announced through the translation systems. A collective silence fell over the chamber as Dr. Elena Rodriguez entered, pushing a simple transport container. She was remarkably unremarkable by galactic standards, no enhanced physiology, no obvious technological augmentations, just a middle-aged human woman in a plain jumpsuit. Commander ZYX's laugh rumbled through the chamber like an earthquake. The mammals from the backwater world think they can compete with true apex survivors? What enhanced super soldier have they brought us? Dr. Rodriguez smiled calmly as she activated the transport container. Actually, we brought a pack. The container doors opened and out bounded 5 dogs of various breeds, a German Shepherd mix, a Labrador, a Husky, a Border Collie, and a small Terrier mix. They wagged their tails and looked around with curious, friendly eyes. The silence that followed was deafening. Then came the laughter. Pets. Queen Vespa's voice carried disbelief. You brought pets to a survival tournament? They're not pets, Dr. Rodriguez said, kneeling to pet the German Shepherd. They're rescue dogs. This is Rex, Luna, Storm, Sage, and Pip. They've all survived abandonment, abuse, and neglect. They know what it means to fight for survival. The alien delegates exchanged glances that clearly communicated their thoughts. Humans were even more primitive than they had imagined. The tournament coordinator, a floating energy being, materialized before them. The rules are simple, it announced. Each competitor will be transported to Zirion 7's surface. The planet experiences extreme temperature fluctuations, toxic storms, and geological instability. Survival for 72 hours wins the tournament. May the strongest species prevail. One by one, the champions were transported down. The reptilian warrior adapted instantly to the planet's heat. The crystalline being began absorbing the radioactive atmosphere. The insectoid champion started cataloging potential threats with military precision. Each alien competitor was a marvel of biological engineering, perfectly designed for survival. The dogs materialized on the surface and immediately began sniffing around, tails wagging despite the hostile environment. The viewing chamber erupted in fresh laughter as the pack seemed more interested in exploring than surviving. For the first day, the competition proceeded as expected. The alien warriors established territories, built shelters, and demonstrated their species' superior survival adaptations. The dogs, meanwhile, seemed to be playing. They had found each other quickly after landing and moved as a group, apparently oblivious to the dangers around them. Your creatures won't last another day, Commander ZYX observed to Dr. Rodriguez. They lack the necessary enhancements for survival. Maybe, she replied, watching the monitors, but they have something else. The second day brought disaster. A massive seismic event triggered volcanic eruptions across the planet. Toxic gases filled the atmosphere, and the temperature swings became lethal. The alien champions, despite their enhancements, found themselves in serious trouble. The reptilian warrior, caught in a lava flow, couldn't move fast enough to escape. The crystalline being, overloaded with radiation, began to fracture. The insectoid champion became trapped under rubble, his exoskeleton cracking under pressure. According to tournament rules, each competitor was responsible only for their own survival. Helping others would be seen as weakness, a waste of resources that could endanger one's own chances. But the dogs didn't know the rules. The viewing chamber fell silent as they watched Rex, the German shepherd, dig frantically at the rubble trapping the insectoid warrior. Luna, the Labrador, guided the fracturing crystalline being away from the radiation source. Storm, the husky, somehow managed to create a path for the trapped reptilian warrior to escape the lava flow. "What are they doing?" Queen Vespa whispered, watching her champion being rescued by creatures she had mocked hours earlier. "They're being dogs," Dr. Rodriguez said simply. "They don't abandon their pack." The small terrier, Pip, proved to be the most remarkable. Despite being a fraction of the size of the alien warriors, he coordinated the rescue efforts, barking instructions that the other dogs seemed to understand perfectly. The border collie Sage used her intelligence to find safe passages and locate resources. That be why the third day, something unprecedented had happened. The alien champions, saved by the dogs, had begun working together. The reptilian warrior used his strength to build shelters. The crystalline being provided energy for warmth. The insectoid champion shared knowledge about finding food and water. The dogs had created something that had never existed in the tournament before: cooperation instead of competition. When the transport beams activated at the end of 72 hours, they brought back not just survivors, but a transformed group. The alien warriors surrounded the dogs, protecting them during transport. Several of the champions had been injured during rescues, but all had survived. The viewing chamber was silent as Dr. Rodriguez addressed the assembled delegates. "You asked for our best survivors," she said. "These dogs were thrown away, abandoned, considered worthless by some humans. But they survived because they understood something we sometimes forget. Strength isn't about being the biggest or the strongest. It's about never giving up on each other." Commander ZYX, his warrior scarred but alive, stepped forward. "Your creatures, they saved my champion when they could have let him die. They gained nothing from this act." "They gained everything," Dr. Rodriguez replied. "They gained a pack member. On Earth, we have a saying, 'No one left behind.' These dogs live that truth every day." The tournament coordinator materialized, its energy form flickering with what might have been confusion. In 3 millennia of competition, no species has ever prioritized the survival of competitors over victory. How do you explain this behavior? Dr. Rodriguez looked around the chamber at the alien delegates, seeing new respect in their eyes. "We don't see competitors. We see potential pack members. Every being has value. Every life matters. That's what makes us strong." The tournament rules were officially changed that day. The competition became about cooperation, about species working together to overcome challenges. The dogs, tired but happy, curled up together in their transport container, completely unaware that they had just revolutionized galactic civilization. As the space station prepared to depart, Queen Vespa approached Dr. Rodriguez. "Would Earth consider cultural exchange programs? My species could learn from this pack mentality." Similar requests came from dozens of other delegates. The dogs had done more than survive. They had taught the galaxy that true strength came not from individual superiority, but from the unbreakable bonds that hold a pack together. Rex, the German shepherd, looked up at Dr. Rodriguez with brown eyes full of simple wisdom. He didn't understand galactic politics or evolutionary theory. He just knew that when someone needed help, you helped them. It was the most human thing in the universe, carried by creatures who had learned it from the best and worst of humanity. The tournament was renamed the Galactic Cooperation Challenge, and Earth's simple philosophy spread throughout the stars: no one left behind, everyone has value, and the pack that survives together thrives together. Sometimes the greatest victories come not from being the strongest, but from being the most willing to lift others up.